Who is Retera? According to the Draw My Life video by Retera, this man's life began when he was born of incest.
Interesting. A lot of other kids, as I started growing up, when you talk to them, they had these broken families. They would have the like grandparents of each parents. Okay, and this is stupid. Okay, that's weird. That's like, what's going on there? Why is that way? But when I was young, I had a straightforward family. Everything, I kept everything together. It made more sense. The grandparents or the parents of my parents. Okay, so that was great. So my life started out with a really wholesome family that made more sense than other people's families. Okay?
There is a rather lengthy unofficial Hive Workshop article about Retera that someone wrote. According to that article, one of the defining motivations for Retera is described as like a last bout of the drive to prove his superiority and value. Supposedly as early as the year 2017, Retera almost incoherently refers to the remastering of Warcraft 3 as a negative or evil force, suggesting that they want you to feel inferior to the graphics, and saying this is because they hate you. He also runs a Discord server called Retera Model Studio Users Group. Or does he? The Discord server was originally created by a Discord user named Shorka. However, this user left the server at some point and was replaced by a user who donned the name Retera. The new user appears to welcome himself to the server upon joining, despite now being the server owner. On March 3rd, 2022, this user writes, I was thinking of making Demon Retera Model Studio call home to some sneaky server of mine, so that we had user metrics too, because user metrics are the ruling power of the world these days. Seems like if you can't beat evil technology, maybe you gotta join evil technology. But what does Demon Retera Model Studio actually refer to? Retera says, instead of trolling everyone by making them read source code and compile bollocks, we can just send them a runtime of the DRMS. I was holding off doing that until I added some cheesy stuff into there to call home over the internet to track people for April Fool's Day though. Would make it truly Demon Retera Model Studio. Shortly after this, Retera posted the following, claiming that it was an April Fool's joke. What an exciting time. I know we are all looking forward to this next chapter in the community story of the Hive Workshop and the role it plays in our lives and getting us all rich off of honeycomb trading. To prepare for this future, the team here at Retera Model Studio has also paired with Hive to create a fantastic new version of the program to help Warcraft 3 modelers. The new version will be called Demon Retera Model Studio, which shortens to DRMS instead of RMS. DRMS will be an exciting new chapter of our combined Warcraft 3 modding experience. By bringing DRM to the Retera Model Studio and requiring everyone to log in with either their Hive Workshop account credentials or their Battle.net account, whichever comes first, we will pave the road forward for supporting future updates. Once users have authenticated and logged into the Retera Model Studio, if A. The program was launched automatically, such as from double-clicking an MDX file in Windows Explorer. B. This was the user's first time logging in this month. Then, in such event, it will crash with the warning, you were disconnected, such as in the following diagram. This is to celebrate that time once a month when each of us uses the test map feature from World Editor, logs into Reforged, sees the map loading screen, then gets to the game end screen. Demon Retera Model Studio loads assets and ideas from Warcraft 3 Reforged, and this case has this feature intentionally added to celebrate our Warcraft 3 Reforged experience. After logging into the Demon Retera Model Studio, the user pays for the upgrades to this software using honeycombs and their other personal data, which will be securely updated to our private site constantly while the software is open, or even if it is not. What the heck does he mean by, or even if it is not? Seriously? In return for all the free data you will be giving us, we will be able to add new features such as Feature 1, Camera Controller. Instead of using Magos, now the Warcraft 3 model artists will be able to create a camera from the current view right at home in the Retera Model Studio. Feature 2, Tracks, Editor. Instead of trying to customize animations in Notepad, Memdelvis, or Magos, users will now be able to customize their animation tracks in a special Tracks tab. See the following example below of the Necropolis birth animation, where we can see the animated color track in its geoset anim as it fades in from green during its birth sequence. Of course, double-clicking on any keyframe in the color track will allow the user to control and configure the color at the designated time. Likewise, other keyframes of other kinds can be double-clicked and modified. I could read through some of the rest of this crap. He says he's going to add a text editor so that he doesn't have to use Notepad anymore, then implies that he has some kind of data metric for how often users click the HD to SD conversion button, and that tons of users were doing that, so now it is going to be possible to backport the HD models from all of Reforged more accurately. Then he goes on to say some rubbish about supporting World of Warcraft. Last but not least, he ends with a meme made from South Park characters doing racist Nazi Hail Hitler signs, and concludes that he is going to force everyone to upgrade. But my question to you is this. Is this really an April Fool's Day joke? Or is Retera actually mentally disturbed enough to put some kind of malware or spyware into Retera Model Studio? That is to say, if the current human being using the Retera logins is even the same person. Something happened with Retera in 2022. A few months after the posts I have just shown, many people reported that according to Retera, the Warsmash project that he had been working on was given a cease and desist notice from Activision Blizzard. Since that time, Retera adamantly proclaims on his Warsmash GitHub project that all of this never happened, saying, "Some news websites and social media claim that Warsmash was taken down in 2022 via a cease and desist letter from Activision Blizzard, but that did not happen. If it did not happen, where did this screenshot of a literal cease and desist letter come from?" In another video on Retera's own YouTube channel, he created a Warcraft 3 cinematic where a character named Retera travels into a fiery pit to communicate with a rotating cube that has the face of the CEO of Activision on it. However, in this cinematic, Retera is intercepted by a spider creature that is labeled as Cube Crawler Number 7 Lawyer, who babbles some incoherent nonsense, including the idea that demons are using legal gag orders against their enemies. If you doubt me, here is a more recent post by Retera where he again mentions this common theme, bringing up questions about a legal gag order that might be affecting other custom game projects. So, what do we know actually happened in 2022? Well, Retera created a really long apology thread on Hive claiming to give the reason why he faked the takedown of Warsmash, among other things. If we scroll down for quite some time, we can see that in one of the paragraphs, Retera says, "I'm like the bad guy, and people think I'm the good guy." But is this apology thread even true? Elsewhere, on warsmash.net, which seems to be the official website for the Warsmash project, it says, "Extensive self-analysis led me to the conclusion that my primary motivating factor was to ensure that Activision leadership felt I was not dependable and that they could not depend on Warsmash as the future of Warcraft 3, so that they would be forced to accept that Warcraft 3 modding community members depend on the official client." This rationale for Retera's behavior is not provided anywhere in the apology letter. Furthermore, if we scroll down past the bottom of the apology letter, the first reply is from an account that is now totally banned from Hive Workshop. But what is this account? Suppose that we click on this user to view information about their profile. Wonder what happened here? These aren't the droids you're looking for. Same, never seen a banned banner IMO. It's okay, I took over Retera's account now, so I didn't lose anything. What? This profile page gets much more bizarre if we put it into the Wayback Machine Internet Archive, because it shows the other account who replied onto this page, the account that is presently named Retera, as having been named Vendro the Wind Mage back in 2022. Normally, this would stop here. It's funny and somebody was doing something weird, but why does that matter? Retera Model Studio has almost 20,000 downloads. This means that there are many thousands of computers that have code running on them, written by whoever Retera is. Or maybe it was written by Vendro the Wind Mage, whoever that is. But at some point, someone replaced the program that is downloaded here. You can even see a difference in the listed screenshots. That one old screenshot is branded as Retera Model Studio, while the other posted screenshots say Demon Retera Model Studio in their title bar. Wait, wasn't that supposed to be an April Fool's Day joke? Would it be a conspiracy theory or a form of paranoia to be at least a little bit concerned about who owns what account login and who decides what program is available on the Hive Workshop download pages, and whether they are an incestuous child who has been on a mad crusade against Reforged since before it was invented in 2017, and what they are trying to accomplish? Do you have Retera Model Studio on your computer? Well, you don't have to worry. Retera loves Warcraft 3.
For those that don't know who Retera is, he's a bit of a wizard, really. Mathematical genius, perhaps. Somehow he's able to code things into Warcraft 3 that mere mortals like us probably can't. Okay, maybe I take back the wizard part, mathematical genius, and be more respectful. But I think you've upset the one guy that's working on Warcraft 3 Reforged, so we don't know, to be honest. All right. It's the one guy you pissed off. All right, I'm not going to work on this stupid game anymore. And we've gone back to having 0 people working on Warcraft 3. Oh, well.
You can see how Witty's demeanor changes after just a few short minutes watching a video from Retera.
Reasons. They could work together with Hive Workshoppers. They did for 2020, and even though they worked together with Hive Workshoppers, we still got what we got. And also, I've seen how some Hive Workshoppers talk. Many of them are very out of touch with corporate reality. And so the way that some of them give feedback is not good.
Who is Grubby referring to here? Might Grubby be talking about Retera? What if Retera isn't who you think? Then could the Demon Retera Model Studio project be something different than what you expect also? And if so, are there 20,000 Reforged user computers that have this Demon project on their computers as well? This video is not conclusive proof or evidence of any evil plot to take over Reforged player computers and use them as a botnet or anything like that. Anything is possible. But is that a chance you are willing to take?